Is an anti-woke economy emerging? Well, let's talk about it, because commentary from Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson is not the only cash cow for right-wing media outlets these days. For example, the company, the Daily Wire, raked in over $22 million last year from selling woke-free shaving gear and merchandise like leftist Tears coffee mugs. I mean, this list could go on. We saw Seth Weathers, for example, launch woke-free beer in opposition to Bud Light's partnership with a trans influencer about a year ago. Conservative video sharing platform Rumble is selling coffee under the brand 1775, vowing that not a single dollar from your purchase will ever be donated to the woke political agenda. So truly, are we starting to see an anti-woke economy emerge? To dive into this topic, we're talking to Scott Baradell. He's an expert on branding and trust. He actually heads up a full-service marketing company that's been helping companies and organizations tell their story for the past 2 decades. So with that, good morning, Scott.
Good morning.
I mean, flat out, what do you think? Because I just listed all of those things, and that's just a really small smidge of the full list here. But I listed all of these things. Are they proof that an anti-woke economy is emerging?
Well, it's certainly evidence that we are in a polarized society and that people for some time have factored in their values in the brands they want to support and the products they want to buy. And through media outlets like Daily Wire, there's an audience of people that feel strongly about these conservative values and want to support products that support them as well. So it's been very successful for them as well as for others who are moving from having a political opinion to selling products that align with those values.
Well, then what do you think? I mean, overall, in general, do Americans want to see their drinks, toiletries, and coffee mugs get political? Because you just said it, people do factor in their values when they make their purchases. Do you think Americans in general want to know, political leanings of said industry?
I think that's generally a small percentage on each side that are going to make their purchase based purely on that. However, surveys have shown that if a customer feels like 2 products are basically the same in quality, over 70% said they will choose based on the values or what they believe, what the brand seems to represent in terms of their beliefs. And so it's certainly a factor, but if you're selling a poor quality product, having values or political leanings are not going to make up for that.
So then should companies avoid wading into culture wars in general, or do you think overall, though, it does end up tipping the scales and help the brand?
Well, I think the smartest thing to do for most brands is to show that you have values without stepping on these political landmines. So you can be a brand that supports sustainability without talking about climate change. That's when it goes from being something that most people support to being something that's a controversial topic. You can support and show diversity in your advertising and your company and your brand without talking about DEI per se. That's where it moves from being generally accepted values to being a buzzword that can really elicit negative opinions as well as positive ones.
Okay, then what about, would you give the same advice then about individuals? For example, I don't know, celebrities, athletes, or news talk radio hosts. Same rules apply?
Yes. However, the truth is not everyone is going to love LeBron James, right? Not everyone. And so the truth is that just in the same way that Nike embraced Colin Kaepernick, and it didn't hurt them because of the nature of who Nike's customers are. In the same way, LeBron James has political opinions that he shares, and I don't think it hurts. I think it only helps his following. Back in the 90s, Michael Jordan said, conservatives wear sneakers too, so I'm not going to talk about politics. And it was a different time then. I think sometimes today with celebrities and high-profile individuals, if they don't share their values, they're seen as being inauthentic.
Well, I am here for this conversation. I do think an anti-woke economy is emerging. I'm personally here for it. A really great breakdown this morning, Scott. We'll have to have you back on in the future.
Anytime.